Amazon recently announced 31 new features for Amazon Alexa. Here are the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for marketers. One is the NFI toolkit. That's the Namefree invocation toolkit. Namefree invocations allow you to, or allow a user to invoke a skill without explicitly asking for that skill. Now usually, let's say for example, if you wanted to order a taxi, you would have to ask Alexa to ask Uber to book you a taxi. Namefree invocations allow a user to just say, hey Alexa, book me a taxi. And Uber can put its hand up with Namefree invocations and say, Alexa, whenever someone asks you to book them a taxi, I can do that for you. The Namefree Invocation Toolkit is an easier way and a more simplified way of creating and managing your Namefree invocations. That's going to help you get people into your skill and discover the features that your skill can do. Quick links are another one. So usually if you want to advertise your skill, if you want to put a social post, you want to do an email campaign, whatever digital activity you do, you need to get people into the skill. Now usually the only link that you get is to the skills kind of web page. So if you're on a desktop, you'll get a link to the Amazon site, which will have your skill there. If you're on mobile, you'll get a link to the app and you can click enable. What quick links enable you to do is you'll click on a link. So from a user's perspective, they'll click on a link on a social post, in an email, wherever it is. They get the option to launch the skill there and then on an Echo device nearest to them. So it means that you can take people from social, from email, from any kind of online destination into a voice experience with one click, provided they're already signed in. And you can also link directly to functionality. So in that example of Uber, book me a taxi, you could link directly to the book me a taxi bit of the skill. So let's say you're a restaurant, you could run a social campaign that says, click here to reserve a table on Alexa. Now the restaurant skill might have all kinds of functionality in it, like menus and things like that. But by clicking that link, the user would go straight to the reservation part of the skill. Because it's building on this custom tasks. Custom tasks are the ability for your skill to put its hand up to other skills and say, we can perform a certain function. So for example, you've got a restaurant skill, someone can book a table. Now, after they've booked a table, you might want to suggest to them they can also book a taxi. And so you can use tasks, essentially, so Uber can have a task set up and you can link to Uber from your restaurant skill. Now you can use custom tasks, which means that anything your skill can do, any function that it provides, you can enable other skills to link to it. It's kind of think of it a little bit like voice SEO with Alexa skills. So you build functionality within your skill. It might be buying a product, it might be making a reservation, it could be a taxi, whatever it is that you do. You might find that other skills might be able to add value to their users by suggesting that they come over to your skill to perform that feature or that function. It's a good way of getting cross-skill traffic. That's in its real infancy, but it's now in beta for everyone worldwide. So that'll be interesting to see how that goes. Once you've got people into your skill, that's the first part. Once people are in your skill, you need to then allow them to have a good experience. Now there's a whole load of stuff that Amazon have provided recently to enable you to provide a better user experience, and we're going to do another video covering some of the UX and the VUX benefits of some of these features, so check that one out. But some of the ones that are important for marketers is, first of all, app-to-app account linking. And what that means is usually you would have people link their account if you want to offer them certain functionality that is specific to them or permission-based stuff. So if you're a bank, you would have people link their account so that they can check their balance, for argument's sake. App-to-app account linking means that when a user enables a skill in the Alexa app, you can link your account immediately rather than having to go into the skill, get into a point where you need to sign in, then having to leave the skill and go and fiddle around to try and link your account that way. It's not a huge benefit because we don't know how many people enable skills from within the app, but it still streamlines the customer experience. The second two things are personal profile and skill limit access. Those two work hand in hand. The personal profile API, what that means is that you can provide different experiences based on who's talking. So you can set up voice profiles on Alexa. That means that if you're Pandora or something like that, when I ask for music, you can play my favorite songs. When my wife asks for music, you can play her favorite songs based on her voice profile, based on the sound of her voice and my voice. What skill limit access does is it allows you to limit parts of the skill, limit access to parts of the skill to specific voice profiles. So that means that, let's say you're Tesco, I might link my account with Tesco and allow anybody to add stuff to my shopping list. But using skill limit access, you can limit the access to the checkout functionality to me based on my voice, which means anyone can add stuff to the list, only I can check out. So once you've got people into your skill, you've got people using your skill, what you want to do is you want to then convert. You want to have them convert, you want to have them transact, or you want to be able to continue that relationship into another channel or re-engage them in another kind of way. One of the things that Amazon is doing to help you convert as a marketer or as a business is Alexa for apps. Now, usually and ideally, you want people to transact and conduct the transaction during the experience. You don't want to have to make them switch channel and stuff like that. However, Google has had app actions for a while in beta, which is the ability to have an interaction with Google Assistant on the mobile and then trigger app functionality from within apps, either in Google Assistant or to link people out of Google Assistant into the app at the appropriate place. So for example, let's say you have a bank skill or bank action in Google's case, you would start the interaction, you could ask for your bank balance, you can do those kind of things, but when you say transfer some money, it might not do that within Google Assistant. It might link you to the app, the banking app, at the appropriate place so that you can just start transferring money. That is what Alexa for apps is for Alexa. It means that if you're interacting with Alexa on your mobile, when you get to a point that can't be fulfilled within the skill, you can deep link people to either information or transactions within the app that they have installed on their phone. It means that you can build on the functionality and the features that you already have in your app and provide value for Alexa users on mobile. How many people use Alexa on mobile? We don't really know right now, but there's a whole load of features in here that are related to Alexa for mobile. So I suspect Amazon are going to start really pushing the Alexa app and access to Alexa on a mobile. So that's the top 7 features out of the 31 that are most important for marketers. There's a load more. I mean, there's in-skill purchasing on Amazon.com, in-skill purchasing on screens, you know, customer behavior analytics. There's a whole load of other things, but the most important ones I find are those 7 right there. So that's the top 7 features that have been released for marketers. Stay tuned for the one that we're going to do on user experience, and Dustin's going to do one as well on some of the most important additions to the developer toolkit as well. If you want more of this kind of stuff, check out our YouTube channel and don't forget to subscribe to the VUX World podcast. Until next time, see you later.